In the previous video, we focused on static member variable. So something on the similar lines, I would like to also share about the static objects in C++. So to demonstrate that, I'm going to get rid of some of the code which we would not need for this particular example. So what we learned from our previous understandings is that when an object is created, its constructor is called, and when an object is destroyed, its destructor is invoked. So just let me execute this piece of code here, and that's what we see as well. The destruction of this particular object takes place when that particular object goes out of scope. In this particular example, that out of scope is after the end of this function. But if I now add a flower bracket over here and keep this instantiation of the class within that flower bracket, and I also will put a print statement here, end of function. Okay, I think we will have to include the IOStream here. All right, so now let's see what the output will be. This will be interesting. Yeah, so we have the constructor, and then the destructor is invoked, and then the end of function happens. The reason for this is that I have kind of scoped this particular object. The scope of this particular object now lies within these flower brackets. So the moment the flower bracket ends, the object scope ends and it gets destroyed, and then the destructor is invoked. And after that, we have this particular line coming in. Okay, but if it wasn't scoped, okay, let's see what happens without this particular flower brackets. What will happen to the output? So here you go. We have the constructor being invoked, then the end of function is printed, and then the destructor is invoked, because now the scope of this particular object is this entire function over here. So let me revert that. The concept that we are going to learn in this particular use case is the static objects. Okay, so let me just add the static keyword over here, and now let's execute and see what the output will be. So in this particular use case, if you see this object, even though it is now scoped within this particular flower brackets, it did not get destroyed as soon as this particular scope ended, but it got destroyed after the end of this function at the end of the program. So this is the significance of a static object, that it will remain alive until the end of the program, and it will only get destroyed at the end. So that's what I wanted to convey in this particular video. Let's meet in the next video.